Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to Inside the EntreMD Business School. I am your host, I'm Dr. Tamara Beckford, and I am here with one of our stars, Dr. Hokehe. Go ahead, introduce yourself. Let us know your business, tell us all about you, and where are you located?
Yes, thank you so much for having me, Dr. Beckford. It's such an
Mhm.
honor to be here. My name is Hokehe Eko. I'm a pediatrician specializing in ADHD and autism. I'm located in Oklahoma, but I have practices virtually in Georgia and Maryland as well.
Love, love, love. All righty. You've been a part of the EntreMD Business School now for a couple months. So yeah, you're there. You're full and fledged. Now, within the business, there's so many things that have changed within the year. So within the last 12 months for you, what are some of your biggest tangible wins that you've had?
That I have a business. That's
Yes.
number one.
Go ahead, tell us
I
about that.
So I started off with locums at the beginning of 2023, and then by July of 2023 is when I started the practice where I started doing ADHD and autism evaluations because there's such a long wait list in my practice, and then offering ongoing integrative pediatric care to those children and families. So yeah, the fact that I have a practice, first of all, is amazing.
Yes. How does it feel to
It
say?
feels so good. And I know I can't go backwards. I'm unemployable at this point because I had met Dr. Una before I actually joined EntreMD. I
Mhm.
went to Atlanta and she graciously had lunch or brunch with me. And she was like, you need to start off your practice doing 4 days a week. And I was like, people do that? But that's what I did. I took her advice and yeah, I work 4 days a week clinically seeing patients. So that by itself is a whole win. And I'm
Mm.
more flexible for my kids. If my kids are sick, I know I don't panic. I just take care of them. And that's
Wow.
not what it used to be like. So it's definitely it's priceless actually. So
Priceless, right? So we're talking about the financial return on this is right now priceless. Wow.
yes.
So some of your tangible wins, you've been able to start your own practice. Like you said, 12 months ago from this recording, you were employed. 12 months later,
Yeah.
you have your own practice. You're
Yeah.
seeing patients, you're creating your own schedule, you're living life where you're having your family time and your business time, your entrepreneur, your clinical time. You're not having it to the point where one feels like it's robbing the other. If you need time to be there as a parent, you can. Like how amazing. How amazing.
Yes, I'm building my practice around my life, not the other way around.
I love it. I love it. Any additional tangible wins that you wanted to share with us from the last 12 months?
Yeah, I hit my first six figures in business in the last 12 months.
Oh, wow. Wait a minute. So, at this recording, I don't even think we are at 12 months yet since you've opened your practice.
Not the practice itself, but I mean, since I
In the
became an
business,
entrepreneur, yes,
and as an entrepreneur, you've hit your first wow within the 12 months. So there you go. There you go. Whoa. What are some of your intangible ways? Because since you're killing it in the tangible portion right now, what are
oh,
some of your intangible wins that you'd say that you've had within the last year?
growth as a person in every area. I mean, just growth, first of all, growing in my belief that everything is working for my good, growing in my belief that God has me and
Mm-hmm.
that He will never fail, regardless of how it looks. Because I've had really close shares where I'm like, I'm not sure I'm gonna make it. Maybe I
Mm-hmm.
should go get a job and stop this thing I think I'm doing. But just growth in just believing that things will work out and continuing to do my part. Believing that when I take action, that I'll get results, even if it doesn't come immediately, but that
Mm-hmm.
I continue to take the right actions. Yes.
A
And
lot of internal growth. Oh
yes,
man, go
and
ahead,
the
go ahead.
community, because I don't think you can grow without having the right set of people around you. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what EBS has been for me. I've met amazing ladies. I mean, I meet them when I go out of town. When they come into town, I meet them and being able to call someone up and ask a question like, hey, I have this. Can you please help me? Because you see they're doing it and they're always so gracious to talk with you. And you may never have spoken to them before, but just because
Mm-hmm.
we're in the same community, I have mentors around me. I've surrounded myself with like-minded and people doing bigger things than me. So I know it's possible. So
Mm.
that's priceless. I
So
think I like that word,
you've
priceless.
surrounded yourself strategically. Some of it is divine. Some were strategically surrounded yourself with people who are doing things bigger than you, so now you even have a bigger vision of where you
Right.
want to go, right? And then you have your support source and the belief within yourself. That belief has really expanded, knowing that, okay, I just need to just keep taking the action, the results will happen. Not too many people take action and continue taking action when they don't see results. But being here and you being a part of a community where results will happen, you've just kept going. So you've had some big intangible wins, which is my growth mindset, me knowing that it's okay for me to take action, even if I'm not seeing the results immediately. I'm just not going to stop. Love it, love it, love it. All righty. So talking about taking action and not seeing results. A lot of times within business, when we don't see results, we look at it as, oh man, it's not working, right? Because we have lots of ups and lots of downs. When we have the quote unquote downs in EBS, we call them lessons. So within the last 12 months, what are some of the biggest lessons that you've learned as an entrepreneur?
Oh, yeah, we could talk for days. So I think I already alluded to what is knowing that with business, there are going to always be challenges and just
Mm-hmm.
accepting that it's part of it. And
Mm-hmm.
it's not a sign that you should throw your business away. It's like throwing away your baby, right? If we think of
Mm-hmm.
our businesses as babies, and Pete, I'm sorry, I can't help it. Yes. So if you think of your business as a baby, you're going to take care of that baby. Even when you don't understand what's going on with the baby, you will reach out
Mm-hmm.
and ask for help, but you won't just ditch the baby. At least most parents wouldn't do that. So it's the
Mm-hmm.
same thing. There's going to be challenges. And when you reach a new level, there's going to be more challenges. And
Mm-hmm.
like you said, in EBS, we just see it as, yes, we're going through a valley, but there's always a mountain. So we
Mm-hmm.
walk through the valley and we'll get to the mountain. And and so that's a really important lesson I've learned, just to stay holding firm.
Love it. Yeah, stay holding firm. And one of the things too is that you mentioned, where there's a valley, there'll be a mountain coming up. So stay holding firm within the valley, and then you're going to reach another mountain where you're going to have wins, success, and you see all the results of your hard work that you've put in, which is all the action that you've taken. You're going to be able to reap the benefits of those actions. All righty. So within EBS, how were like being a part of this community? Like you said, like how did EBS have an influence on some of your wins within the last 12 months? Like what are some of the ways that EBS was able to help and support?
Lots of ways. I mean, from the weekly meetings with Dr. Una, where she lays out um, where she teaches us and gives us opportunities to ask questions. And even if I don't have the question, just listening to other people's answers and wins often gives me ideas of what I can do for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And to the my fellow classmates and just the support that they're so willing to help and share, it's been truly amazing. And and yes, on the days I wanted to quit, I have reached out. So that's the great thing. I found the vulnerability, or yeah, the capacity to say I'm in a low place, and it doesn't mean anything about me as a person. I can say I'm struggling and I'm having a hard time. And yes, I'm thinking about quitting. So can you help me? And yes, I've gotten to that place a few times, and always I get the support I need to get back up and keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And and being kind to myself and remembering that I'm a human being. Oh, a really important one is recognizing and documenting the wins that you have. So we're taught in EBS that it doesn't matter how small it is because
Mhm.
it's so important for our brains, right, to recognize that we're making some progress. And so it's so easy to say, oh yeah, this is not working. Like when Medicaid stopped paying me and I was like, oh, my life has fallen apart, my whole practice. But even in the midst of that, I was getting other patients. And if I
Mhm.
didn't take note of that and I was getting, even if I had to go do locals, whatever it was, I was getting opportunities. But if I just focused on the big thing that was not working, then I would miss everything else. And then thus I will miss my momentum, right? Because all I'll
Mhm.
focus on is the big problem. So it's very important to identify every day, like what are you grateful for? What has happened? And you'll be amazed when you write it down or even sit down and think about it, like things are actually working, even though it doesn't look like it's working or doesn't look like it's working to the way you want, but
The
it
way
is
you want
working.
it.
Yes. Yes.
Love it, love it, love it. There's so many, as you mentioned, when you feel like giving up, when you're at your vulnerable point, you can reach out. And I'm pretty sure that you got a swarm of people that just swarmed in and just like caught you and said, no,
Yes.
no, I know you're feeling at a low, but it's just a part of the valley that you can move through. And having that support system, as a lot of people have mentioned in, these shows in this interview, is it's very, very, very vital, and it's gotten them through to points where they can have phenomenal wins. Now, we have people who are on the fence about joining the business school. They're sitting in there thinking about it, but they're saying this looks too good to be true. I keep hearing this, but I don't know. What would you say to that person who is on the fence and thinking about
Well,
joining?
I used to be that person because I've known Dr. Una for how many years? I can't even keep track at this point. So I used to watch, attend the events, and be like, hmm. I always thought about the money and all of that. But I got to the point where I realized that I need the help.
Mhm.
I can see the proven, I mean, I hear the stories, I can see the proven track record, and I know she's a person of integrity, and I see it.
Mhm.
And I got to the place where my mindset changed about money. I mean, it's not what it costs, it's like what is it going to do for you? Who are you going to become
Mm.
because of this? And you're going to make back the amount that you've spent. And so that's where I got to, and I made the leap to join, even though I was like, have I lost my mind halfway? I waited till like 11:59. I was one of those people.
Oh,
God, is this the right thing to do? And I knew it was. I'd never done something like that before, but I
hmm
made the leap and I was like so thankful I did. So, so
mm.
thankful. And yes, so for you who's thinking and listening to us and you've been watching, take the leap because you never know what's on the other side of discomfort. Yes, was it uncomfortable? Yes, but I don't even recognize myself most days, right? On the other side of making that decision that seems scary. So you're in good
Wow.
company.
You are in good company. You might not even recognize the new you on the other side of the discomfort once you take that leap. Well, you heard it here. You heard it from one of our stars, Dr. Eko, who is out there helping those children with ADHD and autism. She's getting them seen quickly, doing evaluations, getting them and being able to help those families and in so many different ways. She has her practice and she also does it through speaking. So, all of this, pushing herself out there, looking at the discomfort, making that last minute 11:59 p.m. decision
Yeah.
and sticking to it has taught, brought so much joy, peace. She says that, right now her life, she's able to build her life around the business around her life. So she has now created the life that she wants. She's building it little by little. So if this is something that resonates with you and you're sitting on the fence or try to take a little peek, well, we've just given you just a little bit of what it's like to be inside the EntreMD Business School, but we welcome you. Come on in, take that leap, and join us. We welcome you with open arms. I'm Dr. Tamara Beckford with Inside the EntreMD Business School show. Thank you so much, Dr. Eko, and thank you all for listening. We'll see you guys on the inside.